Howdy, welcome back. Sorry for the little bit of a later start. Some family stuff going on, but here we are. Hopefully ready to get some ELO tonight. Whoops, Professor. Now, I don't know if they put the numbers out today for that patch. I know they previewed what they might change for next patch. I think it was yesterday. So that's the micro patch. And I was waiting on them to put the numbers out today. So when they say like what they're gonna change, usually they do the official numbers within 1 or 2 days. And that's more meaningful to talk about, because if they're just like, we're gonna nerf Janna, which that is one person they said they're gonna nerf, it's like, okay. I mean, are you just taking off 2 AD, or are you, you know, are you gonna cut her shield in half, or what? Like, I don't like how they are decentralizing the information for these patches, though. They'll just have like random devs. Yeah, they'll just have like random devs post up the patches at different times. Like, it's never one person anymore, and it's really annoying. So I don't know where it is. I'm trying to find it. I mean, I get it. They're trying to like show everybody a little love, I guess, but maybe it's on Surrender at 20. That's probably the best consolidated place. Yeah, so we've got Tim. Okay, so he did post it up today at 4 o'clock. Okay, so what are they doing? So I'll make a video about this tomorrow. I just, like I said earlier today, I was just waiting for it to happen. Okay, so the shield is going up a little bit. The heal is going down a lot, though. 40 less heal. Okay, and then Soraka's R is going to heal for more. Remember, you get 40% bonus on that base, too, if they're, like, really low health. That's pretty big. That's a, what, 75 extra healing? That's max rank, which isn't going to happen a lot, but it's probably at least 25 to 50. Fiendish Codex on Night Harvester. Twitch. Okay, they ban you me. Blitzcrank, okay. Half really tempted to do something like Morgana, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just do, try to protect the Twitch. I'll just do Rakan. Kaisa gets close. Diana and Vex both get close. I think we'll just stick with Exhaust. There's quite a bit of magic damage. I'm not going to poke a ton. We'll just get conditioning. Okay. Oh, let me get the chat. Sorry, I didn't have the chat pulled up. I got too caught up reading that other stuff. Okay, so Guardian is a lot more protection. Especially personal protection is part of it. Hold on, let me get the chat up, and they're gonna freaking invade with Blitz.
Consequences only matter if I don't get away.
I don't know, we need to be very careful.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Our kind will see the truth soon enough.
Okay, so Glacial is kind of out. I mean, like, because he can't leverage a lot of the really good things about Glacial that Janna can. So, for example, free boots are not that great on Rakan. Like, they're good, but you really, really want your boots early because it heavily impacts how effective both your R and your W are. Because your W is based on your movement speed, and then your R gives you a percentage increase in movement speed. So, usually you really want boots early on Rakan. So, the free boots having to wait until, you know, over 10 minutes, depending on your kills and assists, is not great. Biscuits are okay, but they're not that much healing, and you don't really need the mana on Rakan as much, particularly after they lowered the cost on the shield this patch. The inspiration thing at the bottom, I forgot what it's called, but the little eyeball thing, that's good. But it's not insane.
I'm just here for the party.
Meanwhile, with Guardian, you get more damage block for yourself. Wait, what the fuck is this? You guys see that? I've got some kind of like in-game overlay here from some app that randomly updated, I guess. I don't know how to turn it off. I mean, it's not covering up any like super vital information right now, but you see it? What the hell? Does anyone know what that is? Is that like an NVIDIA thing? If it was OBS, it wouldn't be on my screen though. It's probably NVIDIA. Could be a TV thing, but it's probably NVIDIA. I didn't think it updated, but
I got freedom.
yeah.
I got a live. I got a cause I die. That's who I am.
Could be on my TV too. Potentially, like game mode on the TV or something. Which is my monitor. So yeah, like when you go Guardian, I think honestly you should get like 3 LP for that if the enemy team surrenders, even if it's a whatever, just for wasting your time. Like it wouldn't be that much, but it'd be a nice little like, okay, here's something, right? Now you can waste somebody else's time with a dodge. Yeah, it was only when we were like in the game though. There, what is this? Is it running? Okay, I've got all this goofy shit running. I forgot to turn all... Usually I turn all this off. Could be Razer also. I figure out how to like stop all this stuff from starting up in the first place when I turn on the computer. So you get Guardian, which is good. You get Font of Life, which is pretty respectable, honestly. Like it usually puts up 1,000 to 2,000 healing. It's not the best in the game, but it's pretty good, and it is really nice on Rakan if you're gonna get the Putrefier, or if you're gonna get Ardent Sensor. It helps you sort of distribute those buffs a lot better. Conditioning or Second Wind are both pretty good in different situations. And then the extra health is pretty good. You know, getting 150 health or something in game is pretty good. So I just think the whole package of the Guardian tree as your main tree is a little bit better on Rakan than the whole package of the Inspiration one. But I mean, Glacial itself is pretty good. It doesn't protect you at all, and you put yourself in harm's way a lot as Rakan going in, because you have to get so close, and you're so vulnerable to CC. So I think that's the main reason that a lot of people have gone back to Guardian. It's a lot better at dealing with poke and laning phase and stuff like that too during the laning phase. Whereas Glacial doesn't really help you out a lot there.
Grounded.
Yeah, I mean, if they're all melee, Glacial can be pretty good. Because it, like, branches out and tries to hit everyone else that's also close. So, it's okay. I mean, if you want to go Hourglass on Rakan, if they're, like, all AD, or you get a lot of value out of the Zanya's effect, if it's against a Zed or a Kayn or Karthus or, you know, something like that, then it makes more sense, because having the perfect timing stopwatch and turning that into Zanya's, that's a good bargain. That's a good thing. So if you can make that work, it might be alright, but... do Glacial Rakan with Moonstone? I hadn't thought about that, but... and then Redemption. Moonstone, I mean, it's thought to be kind of bad on Rakan, I think, but... it's because Shrelius is so good. But maybe for, like, really long fights...
Is at your command.
yeah, it's the same stats. It's just, do you want the movement speed or do you want the healing? I mean, usually Rakan wants faster fights. You just engage and you kill somebody, you know? But... I guess it's kind of greedy. Maybe I should have taken Second Wind plus Revitalize there instead of Font. Not sure. Yeah, he's okay with plus healing and shielding. I mean, his shield is stronger than Janna's, and it's up more often. Or actually, it's about this up about as often, but the fact that you can trigger it twice, you get like a 300 shield. But Janna does get the benefit of, obviously, her ultimate benefits from the plus healing and shielding a ton, too. I mean, Rakan's Q and his passive also benefit from it, but... I think it's just mostly because he's looking for faster fights a lot of time. But it does trigger on your auto attacks, too, like, as far as the healing from Moonstone itself. But again, he's, like, shorter range, too. So, I mean, Janna's a better user of it, obviously, in that situation, but it's like, could it work? You know, could that help Rakan have an even better sort of late game? But Shrelius is just so freaking good on him, though. Because it not only helps you, like, get there, but it helps your whole team get there to follow up when you engage. So... as fun as it is to theory craft and try different things on Rakan, and he isn't, to some extent, you know, versatile.
With ease.
You know, it's just really hard to get away from Shrelius. It's so good on him. It's just so good with a lot of the meta champions, too, that gain so much value out of movement speed. Right, Volibear, Olaf, Malphite in this case. Even ADCs being able to move and reposition. Yeah, I thought the Mythic passive was just the ability haste. Moonstone actually has the same thing. So it's the same stats and the same passive or whatever on it. It's just... It's not going to help you as much with engages. It's just going to help you with longer fights. But ideally, you're not trying to have long fights as Rakan. You know, you're trying to find somebody and get a good pick. Oh, it is? Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, maybe when it originally came out, it was the haste. You're right. Huh. I don't even know if it's worth me trying to harass here. Lucian's like standing so far back.
Upon the wind. Recklessly.
Solution's like super passive, but I mean, a lot of people just assume you can't fight if it's Janna, but like you kind of can if you get a good opportunity. Especially against this lane, like they don't. I mean, they can't fight either. We're just kind of conceding the lane, but I mean that's probably okay. I mean, we're not like behind in CS. We're just not fighting, but I mean, I'm gonna outscale Ashe like real hard. Nice, good job, Derek. Okay. Look at that. We can actually fight him. That was even janky because he got hit first and he wasn't really committed to it, but we still got a good fight. I mean, there is some synergy with Lucian because your shield does empower his attacks. I know. It's just people just... Janna's probably one of the most misunderstood champions like of all time in League of Legends. I mean, everyone just thinks she's bad. She's just like super passive, stand behind, e-girl type of champion. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you can do that. But you can, in certain matchups, like, you can still fight and win the matchup. Especially if you have something like Lucian. They're acting weird. Rakan's good here too, but like Janna's way better against Nunu. Nunu's kind of a pain in the ass because Rakan has a hard time peeling him. You just kind of have to soak the snowball yourself and then get away. Yeah, there he is. Okay, I could have just walked out of that. I didn't have to W. That was kind of dumb by me. I just wanted to interrupt him, but he just... I didn't have to. It's like, I mean, just force Lucian to use his heal. And I wasn't expecting that much damage either. He's... I mean, they're gonna gank us again, but... Oh, no, they're not. Okay, they're going middle. Okay, okay. That's fine. Let's get it back timings. We're not gonna be able to get a plate. I did not. I took a magic resist rune. I think. Did I? Actually, that's a good question. Maybe I did go... Yeah, no, you're right. I did go double armor. You're right, you're right. Yeah, because it was Ashe... it was double AD in the lane. Keep getting killed, yeah. I mean, if I ever play WoW again, it's on the biggest alliance. Whichever faction I'm playing, it's the biggest server. That's it. Or I'm just going to play Final Fantasy 14. Or the other game, whatever the hell that other one is. That people have been playing lately. I can't remember the name of it. Lost Ark. I'd have to research that more. At first I was like, I don't know, but then it seemed like maybe it was okay. Because, yeah, I mean, the dilemma, at least on Classic, or I could try Retail WoW. Especially if when the new thing comes out. Bro. Okay, I got it. Oh, I meant to try that Ingenious build with Janna. I mean, I don't know. You do get kind of big numbers, sort of late game with Font of Life and Revitalize, but... Ingenious giving you more, or the Money Hunter, just one of the Hunters plus Zombie Lord. Lost bots. Yeah, that's what I've heard, the botting. I think Final Fantasy 14 does a pretty good job of controlling the bots, from what I understand. But, yeah, I mean, the crappy thing about, like, Classic WoW, one of the big things, which is how it's going, is you want to be on the super servers because everyone leaves the smaller servers and goes to those, but then there's a huge-ass wait time on the super servers. Because there's not cross-realm. But in Final Fantasy 14, they get around this to some extent, I think, because you can do lots of cross-realm stuff. So, like, there was a queue when I played, but it wasn't that long. It was like 1 or 2 seconds. Nice. Oh, I thought I changed a couple of... Oh, I did change a couple of them. I don't even know why I would do the rainbow thing. Yeah, it does. I mean, that's the thing, too, is it actually has a story. Like, it doesn't feel as, like, completely mindless. I mean, I don't mind grinding sometimes. Like, it can be fun just to put on some music and just kill the shit out of some stuff for a few hours. You know, go kill boar for 3 hours or whatever, but... It is kind of cool if there's an actual story to go with it. And you can actually run dungeons at all levels because they have a really good system that encourages high-level people to run lower-level dungeons, and it syncs everyone to the dungeon level. So you can't out-gear the dungeon, but it gets people to do them. So there's, like, no dungeon queue, and you can queue up from anywhere. Like, I can just be, like, mining or herbing or whatever the hell, queue up for a dungeon, and if I get it, cool. There's just so many systems. that I like about it. And if you don't want to do the story stuff, you can just spam the dungeon, but which is kind of what I like doing, but you have to do the story stuff to get to the next zone. So sometimes the story stuff, like the fetch quests and shit, can get a little annoying. It's like, alright. But, or just like, if it's involving some characters I just really don't care about, but I'd say the vast majority of it is good. And leveling alts is so easy, and actually kind of fun on it. Because you can still use some of your items, right? Like, if you have healer items of certain levels, then, like, if I want to level up a Scholar, and I've already got a White Mage leveled up, then I can just use the equipment from the White Mage for the most part, and it'll be good with the Scholar. Maybe not, like, end game, absolutely the best thing that could be going on. But pretty damn close. With, like, most jobs of the same type, right? Like melee DPS, range DPS, mage, that type of thing. So that makes it really fun. And you have, like, the individual smaller story quests for each class. And most of those have been actually pretty good. And then you can dungeon run, and it gives you XP boost. So if you already have a higher level character, it gives you, like, double the XP. So it just seems like it's a lot more fun to try to level multiple classes, in my experience. I had a really great experience. The only reason I went away from it is I think I started doing Magic instead, and I just didn't have a lot of friends that I was talking with a ton on there. But I had a good time, like, with the game itself.
Upon the wind.
I mean, WoW is cool. I like it. It's just the systems and, like, the community sometimes is tough. People just don't commit. And I don't know, maybe the raiding scene in Final Fantasy is kind of like that too. I'm not sure, but it's like, I'm kind of doing WoW just for the raiding, you know, and some auction house stuff, but
As you wish.
and it's just like,
Upon the wind. Breathlessly.
but then in the WoW stuff, it was just like, it's the same shit that happened in Warlords too, to some extent. No one wants to be on the bench. You know, no one wants to not be in the main raid.
Ease.
And so you don't have backups. And, you know, sometimes life's just gonna happen. People just can't make raids for, like, you know, legit reasons. Which is fine, but then you start running with less people, and then, some people just start leaving, going to other guilds, going to some other game. And then it's just so hard to find replacements. Oh, God, come on, bro.
Rampage. Double kill.
But, like, the game itself, if you can have a committed, you know, 25 people, and you got some backups, and you're doing the raids, I think it's good. A lot of people, I don't know, a lot of my experience with Warlords, and to some extent with TBC, is sometimes people are just little bitches about any time you gotta progress, like, people want stuff instantly. They don't want a challenge, they don't want to min-max, they just want to steamroll shit. And so, like, when we started doing a LAR, you know, Tempest Keep and shit. That's when we started losing a lot of people. It was also when that that garbage Amazon MMO came out that everyone played for like a month. New World. And people were just like, oh my gosh, we wiped on some bosses. We were having a hard time with this. And then everyone's just like getting frustrated. We lost a few people. And it's just like, guys, we got the boss down. It's not that hard. I remember back in my day, the original TBC, took us fucking months to kill Magtheridon. Or some shit like that. I don't know. And then just people that's not being team players and shit too. Like, just ego shit. I mean, there wasn't a lot of that, but fucking warlocks, like, not putting on the curse that helps out half the raid. It's just they could squeeze out another 1% personal DPS. And that's another thing on the logs. If you do start to raid, they have something that's that they calculate called raid DPS. So it shows you how much your buffs are contributing to the overall raids. That's what your basically your true DPS is. So your personal DPS doesn't matter as much as your overall DPS. So doing the smarter thing, doing the buffs instead of just focusing on yourself at the expense of other teammates, actually gives you less in those situations. Whereas WoW logs, for some reason, don't do that. So it really, like, encourages people to do the right thing without giving up on the numbers. Fuck, I did not even see the Irelia. Did she TP in? No, she just walked in and I just tunnel vision didn't see her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is kind of like that, Lucas. It does look at him even if you don't kill the boss. But, like, a great example of that is, yeah, you have the Warlocks not putting on Curse of Recklessness, which doesn't benefit them at all, but, like, increases the DPS of every physical damage dealer in the raid by, like, 8%. And if they put on their own little dumb curse, it gives them, like, a personal increase of maybe 3 or 4%. Like, it's not even that much. So it's like, we could give 10 people in the raid 8% more damage, or I could give myself 3% more damage. It's like a no-brainer. I played a fucking Warlock back in original TBC. I did the utility curse, and I was still #1 DPS in the raid. Like, almost every fight. It's like, come on, man, what do you want? Like, you can do it. It's not even that hard. But then, the craziest one was there's this healer, the shaman. I mean, you could still win most fights without giving other people that extra damage, except for the really hard ones. But this guy was supposed to be healing, like, our main fucking tanks. And he's out there, like, chain healing these pets with a different spell. Just so that he could get, like, AoE healing credit instead of the single target credit. And then he had the audacity to try to blame me for the tanks falling. And I was like, I'm also doing all the stuff to the tanks. Like, I'm also healing the tanks. Like, it was so bad. There were multiple fights where literally I was the #1 healer on, like, 3 tanks. And that shouldn't happen. But it was because, but like, we were actually losing our main tank in numerous fights. Like, it was taking way longer to do these fights because I couldn't hold him up by myself because dude wasn't healing them at all. And he would be, like, okay on the healing meters. Sometimes he was top on the healing meters, but it was from, like, overhealing pets. He's like, dude, you gotta pick it up, man. I'm doing all this healing out here. I'm like, dude, I know what you're healing. I'm looking at the logs. You're healing shit that doesn't matter. Like, heal the tanks. Because, yeah, it doesn't matter what your fucking parse is if the tank dies. The whole point is kill the boss. And he would, like, put himself in these groups that were not ideal for the raid, but that would give him the best personal, you know, like, output and healing. And I think he would, like, actively, at a certain point, try to sabotage me so I wasn't as high. Like, he would deliberately not put, you know, someone who gave out good healing buffs and mana buffs and shit like that in my group. He would put them in his group, but not in my group. It was just so petty and fucking weird. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care, man. Like, just kill the bosses. But the problem was we weren't at a certain point. It was taking way longer. And then people were getting frustrated. Because we're all like, why aren't we killing this boss? Why does our tank... And our tank is like, what's going on here? Why am I not, like... Why am I dying? What do I need to do differently? And I'm sitting here thinking, like... It's that guy, but I didn't call him out. And then he tried to call me out. He's like, well, it was Feronia. Wasn't, you know, needs to step up her healing. So I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? So anyways... There's a little drama. I mean, there's always going to be kind of D-bags, but just the design of the parsing, I think, is better in Final Fantasy. Again, I haven't rated Final Fantasy, but the fact that it looks at stuff like that would prevent at least some degree of that sort of douchebaggery. Now, there's other stuff where people will try to, like, you know, deliberately get hit with stuff so that they don't have to move to dodge a mechanic. So they don't have to interrupt their spell cast. They can get, you know, a couple more spell casts off. Wow, he lived? Holy. They're like, well, I could finish this 3-second cast, but I'm just going to get hit by this fire instead. Like, there's always going to be some of that, I guess, but... Talking about me? No. This was with us. It was that, what's his, I don't remember his fucking name, that one shaman. It wasn't anyone that we personally knew that was on the channel. That was like at the very, very end. There was starting to be like some drama between him and I, but I don't think, and we were cool before, so I don't really know what happened there, but it doesn't matter. We still could have killed stuff. The real killer was when the girl left. I can't remember her name. She made this long post about leaving or retiring or whatever to go do other things, and then that got like 10 other people to say they were leaving too. So, I don't know. I was just saying that my main point was that Final Fantasy just does a lot of things better than Classic WoW. I don't know if retail does other things. She was a shaman, yes. And she'd been in the guild for a long time. Yeah, I think she had been part of the late night crew, and then that crew disbanded pretty early on in the process. And she came over to earlier. Maybe she had to quit because of time zone stuff. I'm not sure. But it's like so many guilds when they hit TK and SSC, like those last bosses are actually pretty hard. Just wanted to cash out because everything wasn't a loot pinata anymore. Yeah, Final Fantasy keeping up with like calculating buff contribution and logs and stuff like that, and then also only having to have 8 people, I think is probably better. It just seems like it'd be a lot easier to get 8 people to commit than 25. God, that Nunu just gets deleted. That's such a bad build on Nunu. I don't know, like, he has AP ratios, it seems like it should be good, but, like, none of his AP ratios improve his survivability. So, you just die. You don't build tank. Yeah, but the fact that that's not the main content, I mean, you can, but it's like, it always just feels like it'd be a consolation prize, in my opinion, but... Damn, I should have used Redemption there somewhere. Hey, Ashe support only died once, man. What's everyone else's problem?
Victory.
No, that's another thing is like, from what I've heard in Wrath, and I don't know how much they're going to change about this, but if you're really trying to, you know, progress and get your gear, then you have to actually run, like 4 raids a week of the same place. You have to do 25-man heroic, 25-man normal, 10-man heroic, 10-man normal. I think they all have different lockouts, right? It was something like that. And then it just... It feels bad if you get your 10-man stuff and then you know, like, you're going to have to replace it with the 25-man stuff when you eventually get it. It's like, with some versions of WoW, you could get, like, I don't know if they still do it, but, like, the Warforged or whatever, like, random RNG extra stats. And if you get a piece of gear that doesn't have those RNG stats on it, it just feels kind of bad because, like, it's like you got an upgrade, but you know it could have been better. Even 125 and 110, I feel would be annoying. I think they should just cap it at you can only do the raid once per week. Choose a difficulty level, and it locks them all for that raid. Because that was in Warlords. The last time I played retail. It was kind of like they had all these different levels and you had to run the same dungeon like a billion times. Like you had LFR level, which you didn't have to do, and I really never did it. But then you had normals, but a lot of the time you had to do normals to get some like pretty like okay gear in order to do heroics, and you had to have all the gear from heroics to be able to go do mythic, and then you did it all in mythic. So I was like having to, you know, at one point I was running normals and heroics for the same dungeon and then running mythic stuff, which I guess was like okay because you only had one raid for like a million years.
Grounded.
I know, you want all people of all skill levels to see the content, but then it becomes kind of like a mandatory stepping stone. Like, you have to keep running the same shit again. I mean, it extends the lifespan of the raid, but it just feels like you're doing the same stuff. I mean, I guess that's how it is for a lot of raids, you know. Even Swift raid tiers are usually at least 3 months. That just comes with the turf on MMOs, but I would rather just do it at one level and just, you know, be done with it for the week than having to keep... Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, it's fun to do it a little bit every now and then, but there was always kind of this, like... Felt like you're, like, really missing out if you weren't... I don't know. It's probably fine. I did like in retail... except on Mythic, but even in Heroic, they had the flex size of the raids, where you could do anywhere from 10 to, I think, 25, or maybe it was even 30. I thought that was awesome. Because that's perfect, because then if you... Okay. Damn it, he blind picked me that, and they fucking got Vagar, which is obnoxious.
Let's dance.
Yeah, I think we'll do it like this. I don't have that much poke. I think I'm going to stick with conditioning, overgrowth. Yeah, let's exhaust for Eve. Yeah, I guess cleanse is probably good with Leona. Oh, are you back, Jason? I thought you were still on vacation. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. But I really, really like that. Like, I wish they would do that for Mythic, or I wish they would implement that in a TBC. Why can't they just do fucking cross-realm dungeons, like Dungeon Finder, fucking Flex? Because then that way, if you usually roll with, you know, 20 people, 25 people, or whatever in a dungeon, and then Jimmy can't make it out that night because he has to work an extra shift or something, no problem. You just run with 24. And it scales down. Like, not a big deal. Like, I think having that flexibility is awesome. And they said they didn't want to do it in Mythic because it's tuned for a very specific, you know, blah, blah, blah.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
It's like, man, just make it accessible for, like, adults or even teens, who the hell ever, with real lives. Because there's so much other shit going on these days. And, like, you just need to face the fact that no one wants to be on the bench. No one's going to say, yeah, I'm going to stay in this guild and I really want to raid, but I don't usually get to raid. But I'll still stay here, right? It's like nobody's going to do that. They're always going to, like, just go to another guild. And then maybe they were friends with somebody else and that somebody else goes to another guild. It's just so exhausting and a pain in the ass to try to get the right amount of people to commit and do it all the time. And you just can't without reserves. And no one wants to be a reserve. Like, you can pug people. But then you've got, like, loot situations there that annoys people. No, Mythic should be hard, but I don't understand why it can't scale. Or at least have some flexibility. Like, just make it to where it doesn't literally have to be an exact number, like 20 people. Like, say, okay, I don't know, 18 to 20 people. If they want to keep the range really tight on Mythic, that's fine. But just a little wiggle room where you can miss 1 or 2 people. And it's fine.
Doing the right thing was boring.
Check this out. It's a bow out of ice.
Now, I don't know if they should give everybody something. I do like personal loot, though. Especially now, after seeing in TBC all this fucking GDKP shit. I don't know if that would... I don't think that would exist as much with personal loot. I don't know if it does in retail or not. I think you can do Loot Master and Mythic, though, so it probably does. But if you don't have the ability to hand off specific gear and sell it to specific people, if it was just... like, randomly, sometimes people get loot, sometimes they don't, personal loot. I think a system like that is way better. Yeah, exactly. But I think it should keep a log, though. I don't know if it does that or not, but it should, like, track everything that you're doing and the percentages and stuff like that. And just make sure that you don't get fucked, like, too much, right? That you don't run, you know, for a month straight and not get a piece of loot. There should be some... I don't know if they do that or not, but I kind of like the RNG aspect of personal loot, but just making sure that you don't get something literally exactly what you want every time. I also like the idea of, like, tokens or something like that. Or, like, a currency is another good one. where if you just run it a lot, you get some currency, and then you can spend the currency to buy whichever loot you need the most, or whichever one you want the most. I like that, too. So it's not all or nothing, it's incremental. Because it does kind of feel bad, you know, if you've run something 2 or 3 times, and you didn't get anything useful. Or you got a duplicate of something. I don't even know if they can do duplicates, but like, you just got some shit you didn't need. So I really like a badge system like they have in TBC. Where you're basically, if you run the shit a lot and you're successful, you will get what you want. It's just a matter of time. And you can choose. So yeah, then you're constantly feeling the progression. You're seeing the currency stack up. You're seeing the numbers. Even if you didn't get enough to get your piece of loot that week, you still made progress, and it feels good. It's quantifiable.
Way more rules.
Oh, Ash, you're too obvious, man. God. Hit him with the rainbow taunt. I think that's what Final Fantasy does too. I'm pretty sure they have like a loot system for quite a lot, or a currency system for quite a lot of things. I don't know. It just seems like a very well-managed game. Even the little side games, like the Gold Saucer and shit, it's pretty fun. I really like Final Fantasy a lot. I also like the graphics, and I like the lore. Just of Final Fantasy in general. But what went so wrong with MMOs? Hey, what's up, Exalted? Yeah, we were talking about TBC versus Final Fantasy, and a lot of stuff that I like that Final Fantasy does that, I've got to get Mercs here. Much as I hate to do it. So what went wrong with MMOs? Well, it's just a very specific audience this day and age. I think the reason why you don't see a lot of very successful MMOs, number one, they're very expensive to develop, money-wise, because it's persistent worlds, large servers. It's hard to develop. It's also, like, one of the main draws of MMOs back in the day was the social interaction. Because there just wasn't social media, like, really. Not to the extent that there was today until, like, maybe, like, 2012 or 13 or whatever. Once you started getting, like, there was Facebook, but it wasn't quite the same. Then you started getting Instagram and Snapchat and all these other things. So you could meet people, you could talk with people, you could find groups. YouTube kind of kicked it into another level as well around that time, where you could, you know, see longer videos, comments, just build out communities in different ways. So the MMO wasn't really required to do that anymore. But that was one of the main things back in the day, is that was a major way to interact with people online, and there just weren't a lot of other great ways to do that. And you don't need that as much these days. There's so many ways you can find groups of like-minded people to talk to, or discuss ideas, or whatever. So that's a big one. Another one is kind of the business model of it is very challenging this day and age. With the free-to-play, like, so many of the major games that people play online, a lot are free. Free, right, in quotes, but you don't have to pay to do it. So that's very appealing for teenagers, you know, especially. Damn, I got stuff. Shit. And we got countered pretty hard. So, like, you know, having to pay $15 a month and buy the base game and the expansions, and there's potential for microtransactions in it, is a lot. Now, some, like Lost Ark, is free to play, I think, to some extent, but it goes, like, really hard on the microtransactions. Or, like, the pay-to-win model. So, it just costs a lot more to develop. It costs a lot more for the players. One of the main draws, the social element, isn't as unique as it used to be. And it just takes a shitload of time. That's the thing. And there's so many other games right now. Like, back in the day, you would, like, pick your online game that you played for the most part. And that's just what you played, right? But now there are so many games constantly coming out, just flooding the markets with games, like 1 or 2 games a month. It seems like that are coming out. There's just so much more competing for the attention of people that it's not someone's, you know, #1 game anymore. And to really get the most out of an MMO, you've got to put a lot of time into it, usually. Well, I don't have my ult, but does she have hers? She does. But okay. Well, could have just done that earlier. I guess we did get more poke on him before she did that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would rather, too, just pay a subscription and not have pay to win, for sure. But I'm just saying that's why there aren't that many successful. That's my theory, is it's just like the business model, the traditional business model for it is flawed. One of the unique factors of it isn't as unique as it used to be. It's a huge time sink in a world where people have other options that don't sink as much of their time. Where a lot of people are just kind of busier in general. And people in general, I feel like today are just busier than they almost ever were. Like, so many people have to work long hours or multiple jobs, or they've just got other bullshit going on in their life that just takes up a lot of time. That it's just really hard for a lot of people to sink that much time in. Especially, like, adults, like, can do it. But it's kind of that older generation, and a lot of that's nostalgia for what MMOs used to be like. And older people also aren't as active on the social media stuff, right? So it's like... So they can they're still looking for kind of that social interaction off of MMOs where they can, but then they don't have the time. And then young people don't have the money or the inclination to play MMOs as much as they used to. Because they have other alternatives. They're on Snapchat or they're on whatever, you know? Yeah, because like the old business model was you want people to play your game, you know, all the time. Like, you want to keep their eyeballs, you want to keep them engaged in your game all the time, so they feel like they're getting value out of their monthly sub. But that's another thing that I've heard Final Fantasy say, and again, I'm not, like, as much of an expert on it to know, but I think Yoshi P, like their main director, has come out and said he is perfectly fine with people being basically seasonal players, or, like, fair weather players. Like, when there's new content, they come in, they enjoy it, but if they do it, and they just want to go do something else for a while, he's perfectly cool with that. And he said he takes that into account when he does the game design. Like, he tries not to make stuff that feels like it's wasting your time. Like, he's not trying to hold you on the platform forever. Now, how much it actually does that or not, I don't know, but he has said he's designed it to where you can play other games or have a busy life and just come in and check it out and do what you want to do for a few months or whatever, and then if you just want to chill and do something else for a few months until the next content comes out, he's cool with that.
Towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
I think that, yes, I do think that something like League of Legends has done a lot to sort of kind of hurt, especially the PvP. Because, I mean, it is basically a fantasy fighting game with abilities, but it's just way more popular, and you don't have to invest as much time. You can, but it's up to you, because it's not a persistent world. Like, you can just play a game for 30, 45 minutes, whatever, if you want to. And that's alright. Now, there's not as many abilities. It's not literally like Arena, right? But just in a very broad sense, it's a fantasy game where people are fighting each other. Team-based with spells and items and shit. And yeah, I think that's a good observation, is that MOBAs are fulfilling part of what MMOs used to do. So again, they're just not as unique as they used to be. Someone, Prophet, I think, just asked why I think MMOs aren't as popular as they used to be. And I was just speculating a bunch of different reasons why. They still are, there just aren't as many of them, right? Like, Final Fantasy still has a hell of a lot of players, I think. Like 20 million or something at least. It's the biggest one, I'm pretty sure. And then WoW is still, like, okay, right? It's still doing alright. Lost Ark has an okay amount, I think. But yeah, it's not going to be a number like League of Legends, you know? But that's fine. Like, maybe it monetizes better in League of Legends. I don't know. Like, you know, I think a game doesn't necessarily have to be the most popular. Another thing also is it's really hard to make an esport out of MMOs. You can do it, but it's harder. And it's hard to be a content creator for an MMO. Like, it can happen, but just due to the nature of MMOs, like, being sort of grindy and not having, like, instant gratification as much, like, it's really hard to turn that into an experience that a lot of people would want to watch. So, like, it's fun running the same dungeon. Like, I like that, and just, you know, hoping that you get your cool item, or sitting there, you know, just farming some herbs, or some, you know, mining some shit or something. Like, it can be very chill, and I like doing that. I like gathering stuff and playing the auction house and all of that. Wait, why can't I buy controllers? Oh, I just didn't have gold. Okay, I'm losing it. So it can be like a chill experience that's like fun, and you can socialize on it. But a lot of that just doesn't translate into content creation for most content creators. Again, you have Asmongold, you have, you know, there's a handful of Final Fantasy XIV content creators that get good numbers too, but it's just not going to be as widespread. It's not going to have the same level of widespread popularity as first-person shooters or League of Legends or things like that. So that's another thing, is people just aren't going to be watching it as much, and if they're not watching it as much, they're not going to be playing it as much, especially when you think about the younger audience. Because people a lot of times want to watch what they're playing, right? They want to learn stuff about it, or they just understand what's going on. And that's another thing that's difficult for a viewing experience, is most people don't know what the fuck's going on when they're watching an MMO, right? If they don't play it, it's kind of hard to understand. It's like, well, there are 50 abilities, and I keep pressing some buttons at these tabs to heal them, and this boss is presumably doing some things, right? But it's a lot harder to understand that and to sort of know the stakes and know what's a good play, what's a bad play, what they should care about, what's dangerous. Like, it's just hard to really get a sense of the story, to get a sense of the drama of what you're watching if you don't know what's going on. And that's partially why first-person shooters have been the most successful, like, content creation genre, because it's easy to understand most of the time, at least on a basic level. Like, hey, you shoot that guy in the head, that's good. He's probably going to die. You know? Like, each shooter is going to have their own stuff, but a lot of them, there's enough common ground where people know what's going on, and they understand the stakes, they know what's a good play, they know what's a bad play, at least on a very basic level, right? Again, like, high-level macro, you know, there's going to be some shit that noobs aren't going to understand, right? It's the same thing with any game, but I think it's just a lot easier to get it, and it's going to be faster paced, action, PvP, not as grindy. And those are the types of games that top the charts most of the time, I think. GTA 5's a little different. I don't know, because I've never played that, but I think that's kind of like an MMO, and that actually is pretty popular. But I don't know, because of like the RP elements to it. If WoW was free, would that be a game changer? Well, if they made it free, they would have to have some other way to make money. So they'd have to add more like microtransactions or something, probably. Or, I mean, maybe if they try to rope people into something else, like the fact that it's owned by Microsoft now. Maybe if they make, like, if you get, like, a Game Pass or something. Again, I don't do consoles, but I've heard they were thinking about making a WoW subscription, like, included with a Game Pass. So if they did something like that, if you're getting, like, a bundle and some kind of package deal, yeah, I think that would be pretty smart. Okay. Don't you have to buy most skins for WoW? There might be some cosmetics you can buy. Yeah, like the transmog. There's some. I think you can get a lot for free. I mean, you can transmog anything. Like, any items in the game, you can go back and do old content, and you can kind of make your own outfit from that. That's how they've tried to add replayability and content. It's like, we can run these old dungeons and maybe get this, like, obscure piece of gear, because that would, like, make a cool scarf or something. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one where, I don't know if it was originally classed as, like, an MMO, but has basically, it seems like, become like an MMO. Is GTA 5, that has been pretty successful. Because I think, isn't that, it's like an MMO, but it's also like a shooter or something? I don't know how it works, I'd have to watch it, but it's, I mean, it's up there. It's like top 5 most of the time, so. But yeah, and it's just really hard to design an MMO that's not as grindy, that people would want to play, that's immersive, that, you know, can solve all of those problems. It's just structurally really hard to do. But I think it could, in theory, be done. Raids are also, like, a big problem. Like, that's why I like MMOs and why I would do it, but Where'd she go? What if she just, like, ulted him there to get away at the end because I ran away? That'd be hilarious. I'd feel terrible about that. Yes. Well, apparently League is trying to develop an MMO. But it's hard to make it work. I think Final Fantasy XIV is the best one that I've seen. Because you want to think about what makes it unique. Why would someone want to play this game in this genre versus most other games? And Final Fantasy has just really leaned into the story aspect. It's like you're basically, for a lot of it, it's almost like you're playing a single-player, like, role-playing game, but you can also interact with other people and get those MMO elements if you want. And again, that leads to a kind of seasonality, right, where people will come about and play the story, do some of the raids, do some of the other stuff for maybe a few months when the new content comes out, and then they just go away and do something else. And there is stuff that can keep it going, like mini games. They have several mini games that are also interesting. They've made it a lot easier, kind of with alts and stuff like that. But let me see if Jason's. So, like, they just kind of owned it. They just say, you know what? That's how it is. And we're cool with that. If you guys want to leave and go do other things, we're fine with that. So they just sort of said, you know what? We're not even going to try to make a game because we think it would diminish the experience. To make it take forever to grind something out. They just don't want to annoy people, I feel like, with it. Is he? Oh, you stalking him on Steam or something? I didn't think he was coming. I thought he was going for a whole week. Did he did he text me or did he was it on in the game chat? I can't remember. Guess it was in the game chat. Let me text him. I think it was in the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, New World's garbage. I knew it would be, man. It's so hard to make a quality MMO, but they were saying, like, anything that says hardcore PvP is usually not a good MMO. Because, I've watched several videos on this that break it down and explain it really well, but it's just very demoralizing. Anything that only caters to, like, really elite people is gonna be bad. So, like, super hardcore raiding, all of that is also kind of bad because very few people do it. Like, I know Mythics and WoW, it's like 5% or less of people clear the Mythic raid. But it does give you some publicity. That's something that some people can watch. Okay. He was just wanting to wish me luck. Yo, what's up, Ian? Hey, Charles, what's up, buddy? Hey, I think we got 2 dubs tonight so far. And a couple of wins. That's right, Butter. Yeah, Lost Ark, I haven't played it. It does look good. People were tripping about the microtransactions, but I've heard it's not as bad as it used to be. So I don't know. Lost Ark is another one that seems like I could maybe look at. I've heard the botting situation's kind of bad, but I don't know. So I like the genre in general, but I can see why it would be frustrating to a lot of people. And the tough part for me is kind of like trying to be a content creator, you know, it's if I'm spending time on that, I know that if I you know, streamed it or whatever, there just wouldn't be as many people. But, I mean, then again, there's very few people anyways that are watching these days, so maybe it doesn't matter, but, I don't know. But in general, I do like it, and I think I enjoyed Final Fantasy's leveling system definitely the best, so. Although I didn't touch the raids, but they look cool. Actually, I did some, like, lower-end raids on the way up, just because you can actually do that, which is crazy. People will queue up and do old raids with you. Just because they get some materials or bonuses or whatever. Which is pretty fun. It's kind of from a story perspective. Yeah, I don't think we know the details yet, do we? But Sunfire and Demonic? It's like a Moo or something?
Grounded.
I think I've seen Diana doing some of that. It looks like the top ones right now are like Volibear, Wukong. Yeah, Diana I think can do a build sort of like that. Zac can probably do a build like that. I don't know about Nunu maybe. But yeah. Okay, let's see what else is getting changed here. Predator. What the hell are they doing here? Okay, so the CD's longer. It does a lot more top-end damage, but less early. And then the movement speed is a lot worse early on, but better later. Like, I don't know. What, it seems like a nerf. Shaco stuff, whatever. I'll look at that later. Zeri. Stat stuff. I always do Janna here. Don't really probably want to do... They have a lot of melee. And we probably don't want to... I mean, like, Rakan's okay in a Renata, but she's pretty good against Engage, so... Okay. We're gonna have to get Grievous. Probably not. I kind of want to try, What do we even... Oh, Renata bottom. Oh, my... Well, shit. He should have taken heal or something. Bel'Veth is super broken. Is she? I don't know her win rate. I mean, everyone always says every champion is broken when it's released.
As you wish.
I'm going to hold my point just in case we get into an invade situation. I need to use the tornado. Is fiddle support bad? I don't think it's great. I mean, I've been beaten by it. I mean, the main thing that made fiddle support okay in season, like, 3, when I played it a lot, was that old Crowstorm did a shitload of damage. Like, you could almost kill somebody level 1 if you got the right bounces. Like, it was so much damage. And it just, like, pushed the waves so hard. Like, you would just completely push them in a tower over and over again. And you'd get really good poke on them. And then, of course, you had your fear and your ultimate. So that was good. But the main thing is you just basically got a free pass in the laning phase by just perma-pushing the lane. So they just could not interact with you, really. Or it was very hard to do so. Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Upon the wind.
Yeah, I think Heimer is a cool champion. I wish they would lower his mana costs. I wish they would lower the mana cost on his, I think it's his grenade, his W. Maybe that's his E. It's like 80 mana at rank 1. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Just make it scaling. And it's like 24-second cooldown or something, too. It's like ridiculous. It's like, just make it like 18 seconds, scaling down to 12, and like 60 to 80 mana scaling. Something like that. I don't know. Just like a few things like that, I think it'll be fine. I don't think you need to do anything major. Just adjust the mana costs and the cooldowns like early game. Yeah, you're right. I think the W is the missiles. Missiles are fine. I don't know. I would just fix like his E. Yeah, it's rough. Okay, so they are buffing the E a little bit. That's what they should be doing. I can't really throw shit at Sivir because she's just gonna spell shield it. Oh, it's Sion jungle. I just noticed that. She's dead though, right? Dash? Damn. Oh, he's got her right there, I think. Yeah. No, he lived! Oh my god. Wow. I forgot about that. I didn't think she had enough mana for it.
Upon the wind.
1 second is... I mean, it's something. I think it should lower the mana cost, but whatever. I think Heimer's an interesting champ. I think he's a good champ to have in the meta overall. Because there's plenty of ways to outplay what he does. He does push stuff. I realize he's like super annoying against melee champs, but... there needs to be some more anti-melee stuff, because the melee champs are just running wild.
Swiftly.
Oh, nice.
As you wish. Breathtaking.
What? How did Renata get away?
With ease.
Oh my god. What are we doing here? Fuck his GP, man.
Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain.
God. He really just fucked up the barrels that were like that easy? Okay, I mean, maybe we should have done it. I thought with GP rotating we could do it. But... Alright, let me... Alright, there's just nothing else I can buy. I guess. Give me a control ward. That was a disaster. Yeah, we got blown out right there.
Breathtaking.
Wow, she hasn't backed yet? Oh my god. We got bamboozled.
An ally has been slain.
As you wish.
I wouldn't say Swain's getting shit on. He's not doing great, but he's about even on CS. I mean, we're definitely still in it. Like, GP scales, Wukong scales.
Upon the wind.
And isn't he just gonna jump away? I mean, if he R's instantly, maybe he stops the jump. I don't know.
Swiftly.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain.
As you wish.
Lock the SS themselves right before the wipe. What do you mean the SS? Oh, okay, gotcha. When the lock SS's himself before the wipe, yeah.
With ease.
Yeah, that's called a fail. Unless it just came off cooldown or something. Sorry, I didn't read all of that. I just looked at it real quick. I thought it was about League. I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Swiftly. With ease. wish.
How the what? How many tower shots did that clown take? Why is Lucian just now ulting?
In harmony.
Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened. How have I died 4 times?
Breathlessly.
I don't know the answer. I don't know how the fuck, like, I died and Scion gets to walk out of that.
Upon the wind.
I'm like really confused because I flashed the ultimate and then I pushed him back with my R. He has no damage, like, no damage items. I have to go back and watch the replay. I mean, what the he just like hit me with
Harmony.
a Q before I knocked him back? I just don't know how he did that much damage. He did like 90% of the damage to me.
An ally has been slain.
As you wish.
I think it prioritizes Renata's first. Usually it prioritizes whatever's most favorable first and then does the other ones. So like it would prioritize a Zillion ult and it would prioritize Renata, it would prioritize a GA. I think you have to actually die for the Scion to trigger. Who are we running from? Corki? Corki?
With ease. Upon the wind.
Yeah, we've been doing some Janna the last few days. Not 50-50 Janna and Rakan.
With ease.
Yeah, I think you have to, like, actually die. I just randomly remembered a fun GRE word earlier today.
An
Literal.
ally has been slain.
Littoral. It's like having to do with like a beach, something on a beach or a lake, waterfront. It's like, wow, that is a literal house, but I couldn't think of like a fun way to trick people with it. Sometimes I like to say I've been gambling all day, which can just mean like running around frolicking.
Ally has been slain.
Upon the wind.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Every gank they die bottom too, man. That's like the nature of ganks. I don't know, like Lucian could have left though. He didn't have to die, but I'm pretty sure he could have just left. He was trying to kill the Sivir, though. But, I mean, like, you can't trade a kill against Renata, or it's really hard. Because she's going to W them, and then if they get a kill back, then it's whatever, you know?
Breathlessly.
That's where the real gamblers are on Twitch. Just make a stream of me just like running around the yard, just like, yay! With Rory just playing tag in the yard. What? I thought y'all wanted a gambling stream.
Swiftly.
Gamboling.
In harmony.
Enemy killing spree. Shut down. An ally has been slain. Double kill. Your turret has been destroyed. Triple kill.
Oh lord, it's on. Quadra?
Shut down. Your team has destroyed a turret.
I like doing that sometimes, like just kind of play on words. Homonyms. Remember I convinced a girl in a psychology class one time to say that I told her I was thinking about majoring in misogyny because I like massage therapy. She's like, oh yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. I was like, yeah, misogyny is awesome. She's like, it really is. Someone behind me started cracking up. That psych class.
Breathlessly.
Spiciest, yeah. Kind of depends on your accent, too. Specious is a great word. That's something people need a lot more. They need to know that word for sure. Something that seems like it should be true, but is actually not.
Ease.
The best lies are usually half true. What the fuck is going on? Everyone's just like funneling into that death pit. No! How did the motherfucker not die? Lucian just fucking ran away like a little bitch. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know what a speciest is. Did it auto-correct you to speciest? Or specious? I don't know if specious is a word. One who is specious.
Upon the wind.
I don't think you can use that to describe a person, though. I think it's describing a, like a statement. Or a thought. A declaration.
Swiftly.
Yeah, I mean, Wukong is doing well for the most part, but... But, I mean, they're just getting so strong. He's just like been losing his mind since level 1 or level 2. He just has like a super weak mental.
Upon the wind.
I think it's like freaking some other people out too. Like the GP and the Swain. Discrimination on the basis of species. Possibly. Yeah, that Wither's brutal. Damn it, what am I even... Fuck. I just like autopiloted into buying this, but
As you wish.
I don't know why. I'm just like talking too much. It's not what I needed. I needed to get either Redemption or Mikhail's, but neither one of them builds out of that. Yeah, as long as I'm Renata, like, you can save yourself, sort of, by doing that. I mean, are they on... They might be on Baron right now. No, okay. It's a challenging game. I wouldn't say it's impossible. I'd say we're probably 30% or something. I mean, it's not like the worst item on Renata.
As you wish.
Yeah, I probably would have gotten something that helps the team a bit more. I wouldn't say we're in under 10% territory yet, but I'd say we're at like 30, 25, 30% maybe. Oh my, what the fuck is melting people? Is that the Corky? Something. I think that Corky just absolutely deleted the whole team. Right there. Which item is doing that much damage? I guess Mermana plus Ludens. Core. I guess that was a Q, a bomb plus a machine gun, and probably a big rocket. Well, not the whole team. Lucian's splitting top, but I mean, yeah. Kind of wrecked most people.
Shut down.
I mean, I guess I'm priced into getting Chemtech. Not the optimal buy. But I've already spent $950 on the mirror on accident.
Upon the wind.
I mean, like, they do have Gnosis. He heals a lot. Grasp sort of heals. I don't know. It's not a great buy, but... Yeah, we need to not be all grouped up for the Renata. How does Swain not have an hourglass? I guess he's working on it.
Breathlessly.
Oops. Should have hit that the other way. I don't think it would really matter too much, but...
In harmony.
No, that's not good.
That's better.
What? I guess he just went over the wall. I don't know, we kind of had vision there. But, I mean, we couldn't do anything about it anyways. Lucian is bottom. Who do you think is the best first pick support? Depends on what you play. But I think, like, Janna, Rakan... Why is he sitting in? What is he sitting in that's killing him? Was it the Corky or something? Oh my god.
Enemy double kill. Shut down. Your inhibitor has been slain. Enemy double
It didn't matter, but
aced.
I don't know. I'm not as high on Lulu as I used to be. There's some matchups that are good with her, but I think she's bad into a lot of things too. Senna's okay. You better pray they don't pick Pike or like Blitzcrank though with Senna. Especially Pike, man. That's like fucking unwinnable. Sona's probably okay too. Depends on your elo bracket also. But if I had to pick, I'd say Janna or Rakan. So they both scale pretty well, and they can both, like, are pretty safe. So if you get outscaled in lane, like your ADC gets outscaled, at least you've got a late game, and if you get turbo camped, you can probably survive. I don't know too much about Ashes of Creation. I've seen some videos on it, but it's, like, still not even an alpha, I don't think. I mean, the ideas seem cool, but, you know, most MMOs, if you just spell out the ideas, they seem alright. It just is going to depend on how they monetize it and just what the numbers are. Like, there's just so much that goes into it. Rakan does have good roams. I mean, he can lane well, too, and he scales well. I mean, I think Rakan's the best one-trick champion of all time, basically, since he got released. It's like Rakan and Thresh, or who I always recommend as one-tricks. Because he's always relevant. Like, the only time he's not been relevant in a meta was when they, like, you know, just completely gutted his W. But then they reverted that, so. Even then, it wasn't like he had, like, a 40% win rate, but he was kind of bad. Camille's a better one-trick? Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, supports. I recommend Camille, too. This is a bad time for Thresh, but Thresh in general, since he came out in Season 2, has been one of the better supports. So, like, one trick is, like, when I think about a one trick, if you're going to put a lot of time in on a champion, you want something that's going to be, like, pretty decent in, like, every meta. I think Thresh meets that criteria. This is one of his lowest points, though. I think you can still win on him. It's just harder, but... yeah, who do I recommend? So, I mean, I've got a one-trick video out, but yeah, Camille... Remember who else? Historically, I've said Riven, but the last couple years, Riven hasn't been as good. She's been outshined by other things. Maybe Gwen. These days. Again, kind of depends on the elo bracket, but yeah, Camille's usually up there.
Grounded.
I don't know about easy, but yeah, I mean, if you literally do everything perfectly, like, he does have a good hit. It's just his baseline value is really low. Like, if you don't hit your shit, he just, like, his numbers are bad for the most part. Like, Thresh's big thing too is he can't really access the back line very well. That's why, especially in higher level games, people have been moving more towards Nautilus and Leona, like pro games. First of all, they're tankier than he is, but second, like, they can disrupt ADCs a lot better than mages. Whereas Thresh, you know, you either have to get them out of a bush, or you have to, you know, hope they get close enough for a flash play. It's just a lot harder to hit your hook. Versus Nautilus can ult them from pretty far away. And then Leona, of course, can ult him also. Yeah, Felios is not insane, but like I think if you're good on him, you can make him work.
Grounded.
Exactly, that's another tough part about Thresh, is it requires coordination with your team. They have to actually take your lantern, and if you go in with your hook, you know, they have to actually follow up. And he's, like, really squishy in the early game compared to, like, Leona, Thresh, Alistar, Nautilus, or not Thresh, but Nautilus. Every other engaged tank's gonna have higher, just about, is gonna have higher base stats. So, you get hard punished if you take one of those Thresh hooks, and your team is not with it. If you want to win, just play Yuumi. I mean, Yuumi can feel really good if you have enough hyper carries. I mean, it's got like a 50% win rate, 49.50 on Bel'Veth. I don't know if I would call that turbo OP. But a lot of people are probably also just bad on her. That's not bad for a new release champ. I mean, this dude plays a lot of Aphelios. Honestly, I'd rather see someone playing 475 games at 49% than someone that's got like 10 games at 70%. Why would it be Bard? I thought about it, but I mean, it can hit Lux like pretty easily. No, not against Zac. Probably just gonna do Janna here. They have a lot of ways to peel. Janna's particularly good against Zac if I'm on point.
The Tempest is at your command.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just picked Misfortune. I mean, Rakan would have been fine. It's just, Rakan has a hard time stopping Zac. You can if you time your, like, knock up with your W, like, perfectly. But Zac is pretty annoying. I don't know, maybe... Do I have to get Grievous this game? I'm gonna see if I do or not, but... I'm gonna try not to. I'm trying out the Zombie Warden Genius. So Genius does give you more sweeps, but it also makes your Moonstone activations, like the healing on Moonstone, activate a lot faster. Which I think that's probably at least as good as Revitalize. I feel like that's going to give you an extra 1,000, maybe 1,500 healing on Moonstone. I don't know, though.
Upon the wind.
It's probably pretty close. And then, but then it also helps you out with Sweeper, Zombie Ward.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
In harmony.
This is the first time I've seen Bel'Veth in a game, so...
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So yeah, Janna gets a lot of activatables. I'm probably going to do Moonstone, Mikhail's,
Minions
Redemption.
have spawned.
And you've got the Sweeper Trinket. And, like I said, Moonstone is also affected by it. So, you can get 50 ability haste, which... Or, item haste. which I think is something like 25% item cooldown. It was a lot better when it was 40% item cooldown, but I don't know. Maybe it's bad. Maybe I should just do the money one instead, or Relentless. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Good to see you, buddy. Having second wind here would be very handy in this lane, but Locket good on Janna? No. Not in this meta. You really want Glacial Augment and Moonstone. Because of that interaction, it gives you such an insane slow on your Glacial.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Okay.
As you wish. Swiftly.
And we're getting kind of worked on CS here. Oof. You can almost literally just press E on me, the misfortune and kill me, so.
Upon the wind.
This lane is obnoxious. Wow, Swain threw that from that far away. It's crazy.
With ease.
Oh yeah. Can we do it? Shit. I think we need to do this.
An enemy has been slain.
Upon the wind.
No. Yeah, we need to back it up.
As you wish.
The Mantis form? I think she looks fine. I don't know. Is that a mantis? I think it looks more like a stingray.
Swiftly.
I guess I'm thinking of like a praying mantis. Like the ninja insects. Dude, I need some more of those around. I mean, I don't know. Maybe mantis is a kind of ray. Those things eat all kinds of annoying insects. I think they eat mosquitoes and other things. I think they're really good for gardeners. I mean, I'm not a gardener, but...
Breathlessly.
I mean, it is a teen game, though, right? Like, they don't want to make anything too scary, probably, but... I don't know.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
What the fuck? Is that her E? You'll try to gank the Darius when he's super far ahead. The classic. The bronze special. Like one of the most obvious 1v2 champions in the game. When bots just like a super easy gank every time with Dragon up.
Upon the wind.
Where'd he go? Did he jump away? Guess he did.
As you wish.
Yeah, if they just like do anything to me. Can't get close enough to shield.
Has been slain. An ally has been slain. Double kill.
For tranquility.
Yeah, we'd probably get a tower here. Yeah, but you can't really gank Darius at this point.
With ease.
Oh, she's mad? Oh, a stingray, and then that's a ray. Oh no, you were saying a mantis. It's a... There's something like that. I think it's a... I want to say mantra, but... I mean, obviously that's like a... You know, a religious thing too, a mantra, but... I don't know. I know what you mean, though. Avoid Dusty. Is that supposed to mean that it looks like something else that sounds like Ussy? Because I don't know what kind of Ussies you've been around, but I have not seen an Ussy like that before. Manta Ray. Okay. Maybe that's what people were thinking of.
Breathlessly.
If I saw an Ussy like that, man, I might just be, yo, I just got a text, man. My grandma's in the hospital. I got to get out of here. Sorry. Something, I don't know. Come up with something, man. Dude, I just had like explosive diarrhea in the bathroom, man. I'm sorry. I gotta go home. Find some way to get the hell out of there. Shit, I'm gonna have to ult.
As you wish.
Answer right. All right. Fucking teeth and shit. Whispering evil shit to you. I don't know, man. Like, talking about world domination. Shit. Gotta go. Call you later. Yeah. Lux.
Upon the wind.
Yeah. I mean, true. I mean, maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm being too close-minded about this, man. Maybe there's some good use for those teeth. Who knows? No!
Enemy rampage.
No one saw that. That was just a little fail.
Turret has been destroyed.
Swiftly.
I guess we'll stay.
Breathlessly.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I mean, Garrett, just stop dying and get carried, man. Like, you can't gank Darius early. She's doing the right thing. It's the Garen. Of course it is.
Ease.
Fuck, I pressed R! Damn it, I think I just pressed the wrong button. I maybe would have died anyways, even if I pressed R. Maybe I don't know, maybe I should have gone... I can still go Mercs. I feel like I just need to position better and I shouldn't have to. But, realistically...
Has been slain.
I probably should.
In harmony.
Your team has
Oh, whoa,
destroyed
we're getting
a turret.
bonuses?
An ally has been slain.
I didn't think we were that far behind. I mean, if I get Mikhail's, though, I could just cleanse myself. So maybe... That's what I'm going to get next. So maybe Mercs plus Mikhail's is bad.
As you wish.
Why are you trying to take red, man? Like, you're just feeding. People are just so freaking selfish about so many things, so myopic. Like, oh, I'm losing my lane. Why aren't they ganking for me? It's like, because they're gonna die if they do. Oh, God. That was pretty good by the Swain. It's like, dude, he already tried to gank for you, and you failed, and gave Darius 2 more kills, and it made it worse. He's doing exactly what he should be doing, which is camping bottom. Because that's what you should do in 90% of games of League of Legends and solo queue. Especially when the dragon's available. I mean, if you can gank top and get Rift, and then break top tower... with a carry, not a Garen, but like a freaking Camille or a Fiora or something, then maybe, like, you know, there are exceptions, but I think as a general rule of thumb, you want to camp bottom because you're shutting down 2 people on the enemy team, and you're empowering 2 people on your team. Fuck, I'm just dead. God damn it. Yeah, you just have to mute them all, like, for sure. Alright, I'm just doing Mercs. I'm just gonna have to concede that I'm just, either this Lux, there's 2 ways you can look at it. This Lux is doing a good job hitting your Qs, or I'm doing a really bad job dodging them, but either way, that's how it is. So I'm just gonna have to face it and get the Mercs. The monocle.
Upon the wind.
Damn it. Fuck that up. God. Fucking hell.
Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
Oh my, it had fucking 4 HP left. Ugh, so brutal.
In harmony. Breathlessly.
I mean, it doesn't look that bad on paper. Like, we're actually up kills. It's just... Oh, they did... I thought they got inhibitor. Okay, it was very close.
As you wish.
I think it's winnable for sure. Sunfire Garen. I don't know. I guess for wave clear, additional wave clear, and hopefully just so he stops dying. I mean, he's never going to be able to duel this Darius.
Upon the wind.
Oh, don't talk to him, man. Just mute him. Where's that ward? There's one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's good.
Enemy double kill.
I mean, I don't know. Look, he's just failing hard. So whatever is just going to help him stabilize. Yeah, to me, doesn't seem good, but I think he's just accepted the fact that he's just going to try to be as tanky as he can be and wave clear. And if that's what he's saying, if he's like, you know what, I'm just worthless, I'm just going to either try to face tank stuff for the team or split push. And that's what I'm going to do. So if that's what his game is, then... I mean, Stridebreaker gives you a lot of HP too, so I don't know how like valid that strategy is. If he would have just run straight, he would have been fine. Really? Really? Why the fuck is he there?
You have been slain.
Oh my god. Okay, well I guess I should have backed. I mean, Trinity would help him take towers faster. I don't know. Yeah, but you gotta remember, he was already, like, getting fucking dumpstered. I mean, I don't know if it's correct, but that's probably his thought process, is, look, I'm just freaking worthless, so I'm just gonna try to go tanky. How is this clown outrunning me? The fuck? He has no movement speed in hand. I guess maybe Relentless?
As you wish.
Like, I've got 11% permanent extra movement speed.
Not again.
Upon the
He doesn't have a Zeal item. I don't think. This is not Zeal, right? Oh. Does that build out of Zeal? Okay, so he gets 7% there. I didn't realize Mortal Reminder built out of Zeal. I haven't played a champ that buys Mortal Reminder in a long time.
swiftly.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's probably correct to go Stridebreaker. again, it's not like Stridebreaker's not tanky too, you know? You're getting a few less resist, but then you actually do stuff. So, yeah.
On the wing.
Belveth, this is the first game I've seen her. She seems okay. I mean, I don't know. I think she seems reasonable. I mean, it has such a low sample size.
With ease. Breathlessly.
Damn, dude, she just healed a lot right there. How the fuck? This, like, everyone just outruns Janna just from buying base fucking items.
An ally has been slain.
So stupid. Historically, Janna's like one of the fastest champions in the game. I guess they've nerfed her speed a lot or just given everyone else so much extra speed. Like, you used to never be able to run down Janna when her W was up. Unless... Oh, he does have Deadmans, I guess.
Team has destroyed a turret.
In harmony.
I didn't see what they're nerfing next patch, but yeah, they're nerfing something. I mean, she's got almost a 55% win rate, so... Vi, yeah. I mean, Vi can, if she, especially if she gets ahead. Oh, fuck. Really?
Your turret has been destroyed.
That's what they're trying, that's their little game now. They're like, well, we can't beat him in a fight anymore. So we gotta try to clown him.
As you wish. Swiftly.
Enemy has been slain.
I mean, I think we're ahead, other than our Nexus being exposed. Like, as far as team fights, I don't think we'll lose any more team fights. It's gotta make sure they don't backdoor us. I mean, they might get Dragon.
With ease. Upon the wind.
Fucking please kill that idiot. Thank you. Oh no. They... It's like inting to kill me. Okay, we just gotta watch Misfortune backdoor.
Has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Oh, never mind. Okay. She's over there. Yeah, I think they just get them all. Yeah, Belveth got him. Okay, you gotta live here though, Swain. You gotta live here though, Swain. He doesn't have ult.
Shut down.
Well, this is gonna be tough to defend this. Who else left? Garen in a moment.
Upon the wind.
I don't think we're gonna do it. No. Hey, what's up, Blue Badger? Good to see you, man. Yeah, if Garen just fed a little bit less, or if we, even if we were able to clear, if Swain would have been able to stop the Misfortune and not let her get both towers when she was trying to backdoor, if she just got one inhibitor and had both towers, I think maybe we could do it, but... I mean, also, if I didn't get caught there at the end... How are we behind? Like, my perception of the reality is so warped. Have we... I thought we've won our games today. Am I crazy? I thought we were winning. Maybe I was just winning in my mind. So we were just sitting here chatting, having a good time, having some laughs, losing every game. I thought we were at 50 after yesterday. Maybe that was the day before. Maybe we just started at a much lower place than I thought we were. Yeah, we're 2-1. I mean, we were -1 yesterday. Okay, there it is. And today we're 50-50. I thought we were at 50 LP. The day before that we played a lot, or the stream before that. Okay, I guess we went like 1-4 on that one. I don't know, it just seems a little weird. Yeah, exactly. She's like melee ADC. It's almost like a more skillful Master Yi. Alright. I'll be back in a moment. Swing by the restroom. Sorry, I just noticed that I forgot to turn off the hose. It was filling up the pool, and it was almost overflowing. So I had to run out there and deal with that. The white noise is giving you anxiety. What, can you guys hear my computer or something in the background? Okay, so what are they doing with Jana? Okay, our movement speed is getting tapped at later levels. You max that second, though, so... the slow is going down a little bit. Okay, the shield strength is a bigger deal. So you're losing 10 shield. I'm only 165 shield. Oh, that sounds so bad. Khan's like fucking 300. And the thing is, like, if her shield breaks, then they lose the AD faster.
Grounded.
Yeah, the AP ratio too. She doesn't get a ton of AP, but you know, that'll knock another 5 off in the mid game, maybe. Not buffing anyone that matters to me. The Blitzcrank hook doing 15 more is pretty good. Okay, the Q mana cost on a Moo is actually pretty massive. And the R damage going up 50 at all ranks. Is he that bad right now? Amumu is one of those champs where it's just like, I don't know, they'll like buff him, they'll give him crazy buffs, and then he'll be OP for a patch, then they'll just nerf him again to where he's like unplayable. Well, they're trying to like balance it. I don't think there are that many outliers. I mean, it's a constant like tinkering of stuff, right? Like they're never gonna have it perfect. Where they don't even want it perfect, right? Because if it, fuck, I really wanted to play Rakan, but I don't want to do that in a rel.
The Tempest is at your command.
This seemed pretty good last time, but would 500 gold just be better? I'm not gonna get... Well, do I need to get Grievous against Samira? I never understood why Dravens don't take Ignite. If I was Draven, like 100% I'm taking Ignite. Well, maybe not 100. You know, maybe there's some matchups where you need Cleanse or something, but I would definitely not take Exhaust. I would tell the support to take Exhaust, and I would take Ignite. Like, the only time when that would matter is probably just if you want to split push, which you shouldn't be doing as Garen anyways. Yeah, Rakan into Rel is bad. if you have another option. I mean, like, you can win it, but the problem is, like, whenever you go in with your W on the person she's attached to, she can press her stun, and it knocks you out of your W. Like, that's the problematic interaction.
Upon the wind.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, well, no one else is warding or watching anything, so...
30 seconds until minions spawn.
With ease.
God, I cannot believe her shield is already 175, and they're going to nerf it down to, like, 165. I kind of want to try Moonstone Rakan. I mean, they've buffed his healing and shielding a lot. Maybe you could do a shield max Rakan.
Swiftly.
I know you'll die quick. That kind of man.
Anytime I have a Draven, man, it just takes me back to Kleenex and Roach. Hope the homies are doing alright. I think I saw that Kleenex is still doing the Final Fantasy XIV thing.
Breathlessly.
Okay, Warwick's top. Huh. Actually, that is a little bit early for a gank. Typically, they're there around 3 minutes. I mean,
First blood.
you gotta know. Damn it, I meant to shield earlier.
Swiftly. As you wish.
Nice.
Breathlessly. Swiftly.
They did lower the cooldown on the W by 2. I mean, they did it at all ranks, I'm pretty sure, but like,
Enemy has been slain.
it's not as brutal to only have like 1 or 2 points in it early now.
Upon the wind.
An ally has been slain.
In harmony. With ease. As you wish.
I don't. Oh, I didn't take zombie ward. That's right.
Enemy killing spree.
Interesting. Top laner chain feeding again.
As you wish.
Alright, come here, right here, dude.
Upon the wind.
An enemy has been slain.
With ease. Swiftly.
Kind of a weird buy, but okay. Is Rakan Aphelios good? I mean, it's okay. I don't think Rakan has a ton of, like, you need this champion. Obviously with Zaya, but I think he's pretty good with, like, most champs. Just depends on, like, how you want to play the lane, because he's so versatile. There's a lot of different ways. Like, he can go all in and kill with champions like Tristana, but he can also, like, with Ezreal, just roam a lot. I think Aphelios in general is not great, so... Yeah, I mean, knock-up champs got some synergy with him, too. They have some synergy with him.
As you wish. By your command.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage.
Upon the wind.
They really want to fight? I think we'll beat them down if they want to fight.
In harmony.
Okay. If they try to go in off of that, I think we just kill them. They almost chain stunned me, but my ult went off like just barely, and I think pushed them under tower, and they had to back up. Yeah, he is particularly good with knockup. Champs that benefit from knockups.
Killing spree.
That tornado wave clear, like in the early game, is pretty good. I need to be doing that more often. The thing is, you just have to make sure they can't punish you for doing it. I need to back up. We overstayed one wave, I think. Yeah, I don't know what possessed them to try to make that play. I think they're just frustrated. They thought my tornado's down, so they're just like, okay, we can just go, but still got the ult.
Upon the wind. Breathlessly.
Yeah, obvious. I don't want to do it now though, because it just doesn't do enough wave clear to justify using the cooldown.
With ease. Upon the wind. In harmony. Swiftly.
Shut down.
As you wish.
Let's get this shit, man. I've still got tornado and everything. I'm not gonna use the tornado on the wave though.
But you won't have to for long. Definitely some miscommunication.
Damn, that Warwick's pretty strong. Is Garen just running it or what? Kind of proxy?
Upon the wind.
Rampage.
Hey, what's up, Carson? I think we're 2-2.
In In harmony.
Bro, shut the up.
An ally
God
has been
damn.
slain.
Top laners are so annoying. It's like they just can't handle their own lane and they just complain the entire game
Breath.
about their failure.
Your turret has
It's like,
been
dude, just shut the hell up and, like, at least go even in a one-on-one. Yeah, this is my last one, unfortunately.
Upon the wind.
It's like that Garen's 1 in 5. How is he running all over you?
enemy killing spree.
With ease.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
You want the jungler to camp for you, actually, like, show you can do something.
Swiftly.
Can't go much deeper than that.
As you wish.
Enemy rampage.
No, Aatrox, you're not gonna be able to take him, dude. Really.
Enemy double kill.
I mean, maybe with both of them. God, dude, this... He better get him. Ult him? Okay. He doesn't have his ult.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh no, guys. Please. Okay. Oh, I forgot minions can block it too. That seems kind of lame. I know towers can block it, but...
As you wish.
I feel so fucking slow with this Janna. I guess I'm used to, like, maybe Moby boots. Whip back, whip back, whip back! What the fuck? Jesus. Alright, we might get Grievous second.
An enemy has been slain.
Swiftly.
And we got Baron soon. I got it warded. Echo's not here, but... Okay, at least I kept him off of Draven for a long time. What? Oh my gosh. It was like 2 and 6. Okay. Well, Yone's already got... I feel so bad. Like, Grievous is such a terrible design. I mean, they are working it back. Oh, it's definitely winnable. I think we're ahead. I think we're probably like 70%. I just don't think we're going to lose 5s at this point. Like, Rel just basically doesn't do anything. I'm scaled really hard. Like, our carries are pretty fed. I do like having all these item actives. It's pretty fun. Like being able to get like Redemption, Mikhails, and stuff like that. I do miss that from previous seasons. Karen just walked up and auto-attacked it to steal the blue. Oh, that's a fail. Maybe the play is just to go Mobies on Janna, honestly, instead of Ionians. I don't know. A lot of people go Ionians on her, but I guess it depends on the kind of game. Oh, they trying to clown? I don't have ult, so if he ults somebody, yeah, it could be a problem. could have shielded myself. I didn't think I was in range.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Report the Aatrox.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
I mean, maybe Draven just couldn't get it. I don't know. I didn't see the play.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I could have shielded that tower shot. I just didn't even think it was on me. We haven't won yet. I mean, we lost when we were on the Nexus yesterday, so they're going to be able to repel this, I think. Well, maybe not. Draven seemed pretty good, man. I like it when Draven's good in the meta and having him on my team.
An enemy has been slain.
With ease.
A summoner has disconnected.
I should have bought something, like, just weird as hell at the end there. Bought the Umbral Glaive. Anyone that like looks at my op.gg, why did the professor do that? Like the one or two people that might look at it. Well, then people would know it's troll, right? Yeah, it's got to get something that's just like a little off, right? Like people are just like, well, maybe, but yeah, if it's full troll items, people are gonna know. Yeah, make it as like a pinch of troll. It's like, well, if you shield yourself, it gives you extra AD, so that synergizes really well with the lethality on Umbral. So that's why you want... That's why you want it. Yeah, that's what I need to start doing. Grow the channel. Just come up with some, like, bullshit explanations like that and just start building, like, weird shit and then just playing games, like, on a Smurf in normals or something and just take the nameplates off of everyone. So maybe people couldn't tell that I was playing against, you know, like, bronze people and stomping them with Umbral Glade Janna. That's, like, the formula. That's how you do it. If you're trying to be a content creator. It's worked for many a content creator for years. But anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. I guess we did end up positive on the day, which is good. Hopefully we can keep it going tomorrow. I mean, Janna, like, she seems pretty good. I think my win rate's not as good as it has been on Rakan, but it's pretty close. It's about the same. So at least I could... you know, at least I can switch it up a little bit. I know a lot of people, you know, on the channel probably like watching Rakan, but I know people like a little variety too. It's kind of fun to play some variety also. But, like I said, the really fun thing about Janna is you get, like, the reaction. Like, you're reacting to a lot of stuff with Tornado and the ultimate, which is kind of fun. And then, because you kind of have to, you know, be paying attention and watching, like, what they're doing so you can try to counter it. Versus Rakan, it's like sort of that, but a lot of it's like you're being proactive. You're the one starting the fight. But then also just that you get those item actives. It's pretty cool. You get the redemption. And then you could get a McHale's. Like I was saying, maybe tomorrow I'll try a Rakan build that maybe is like shield max first. Maybe in the lane it's still 3 points of W, and then after that, maybe it's shield max, like Moonstone or something, with Redemption or McHale's. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Because his shield, I mean, like, it's pretty big. It's like 300 shield when it's maxed. If you get a lot of CDR, you could probably get it down to like 8 seconds. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But anyways, okay, we'll figure it out. Maybe try it tomorrow. We'll see. But that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you right next time.